the best to you from Kmart Radio. KMRT.
Hello guys and girls. Today I would like to talk to you about Vivian Maier. What does she mean to me? I watched a documentary about her last night and the night before. I had to watch it in splits, but I finished it. And I realized she's in a way a lot like me. And she's inspired me more to capture what I do. She was more of a photographer, but I'm more of a video guy. I wouldn't like to be Vivian Maier of the video world. I would like to be the Jacobs of the video world. I'd like to be me. I don't want to copy her in any way, and I know she did videos too, but she was more of a photographer. But she has inspired me to capture more video, capture more of life at its fullest, life at its worst. I've always been wanting to capture video. Some people don't understand why, though. Well, it's because when I'm long gone, I want people to, even if it's just one person who could find my YouTube channel and look at my videos and say, wow, I like his perspective of life, or I like how he showed me what homelessness is really like. Yeah, I know I filmed my mom and I at our worst time in life, and most people wouldn't want to do that. But I knew that if I didn't film our struggles, no one would really know what homelessness is really like unless they experienced it themselves. But when you watch my videos of when we were homeless, I hope you'll understand that my mother and I weren't druggies or alcoholics, like the stereotype will say. My mom and I weren't bad people. We aren't bad people, we just fell on hard times. And that's the majority of most homeless people. They just fall on hard times. They lose a job, they lose their house. They just lose everything, and they just don't know what to do. They don't know how to get out of it. And sometimes people get this perception that when homeless people are mentally ill, they were already mentally ill. But that's not true. A lot of people who become homeless are normal people. But they become mentally ill because no one is willing to help them. They don't know. They try to get out on their own, but they can't. And they try to find help. And programs where they might be aren't good enough. The shelters aren't at their best. The food pantries aren't at their best. The churches are filled, the shelters are filled, and they have to sleep outside. And if they are in a shelter, it's filled with bed bugs and workers who might take advantage of you, and it's just never winning battle for those individuals, and they lose their mind. And I decided to capture all that so you could see firsthand what real homelessness is like for people in poverty. And I will always want to capture life, no matter if it's when we were homeless or when we are not. It could be a birthday party, it could be a funeral. I always want to capture life, because the video is one of the greatest inventions of humankind. Because a video, I know originally videos didn't have sound to them, but now they do. And a photograph will never, I mean, you could see the image of the person, you could see how they looked, but you'll never know how they sound, how they acted. And that's why I like videos more, because you could hear their voice. You could hear their laughs, their cries. You could hear everything about them. And you could look at that person and their movements and you could say, I think I got an idea of how this person was when they were alive. And it's unfortunate for me that I only have one footage of my grandmother, my mother's mother. I only have one footage of her, and it was shot on October 31st, 1996. My uncle and aunt's wedding. Yes, they were married on Halloween. It's the only video I have of her. It's the only time I'll hear her voice and her laughter. Sure, I got one, but most people got nothing to remember their loved ones by. Just think back in the Victorian era. They didn't have pictures of their loved ones, so after they had died, that's when they would take pictures of them. That's why there were so many post-mortem pictures. Fortunately enough, in that era, we don't have to do that anymore. There's so many ways to videotape or take pictures of your loved ones. Your phones have cameras now. Just like now, I'm taking this video on my phone. And I'm encouraging you to go out there and capture your life. Capture your mother's life, your father's life. Because when they're gone, that's all you'll have. Sure, memories are great, but once, let's say you have Alzheimer's, you're never going to remember those memories. And maybe if you have that video to help you remember just a little bit better. So I encourage you, please go out there and just video. Capture life at all its beauty. Capture life at all its ups and downs. And never stop. Thank you.